Hello folks, this is Aditya Najha from inspiredtorise.com, and today we have the Motorola Moto X2, Moto X second generation here with us for a full review and hands-on of this device. And let's just unbox this device that we have over here. So inside the packaging, as you can see, the Moto X2 that we have over here, brand new phone, with a sticker on top of it, 1080p HD, 2.5 GHz quad-core Qualcomm Snapdragon with Moto Assist and the Moto Voice touchless voice controls, 13 megapixel camera, Android, and 2300 mAh battery. And inside the box, what you get inside the box, you get a small, as you can see, the small cover type. Here you have the pin for opening the SIM slot. Here you get the USB cable, and now let's just show you the other things. And you get an USB adapter over here. As you can see, the USB adapter that you get here, you can see that it has dual USB ports, so it's actually handy. You can charge two devices at a time if you really want that to happen. So now let's just see more about the device. So we would just peel off this cover so that you also know that this is brand new, and you just peel this off. And on a first glance, as you can see, the device, it has a slightly curved edge on the display. As you can see, slightly curved edge on the display over here, a slight tapered profile. And as you can see, there's chrome on the sides of this device, and the volume rocker over here, the power button over here. The back is a leather finish, a really cool smooth leather finish back on the back of the Moto X that we have, Moto X second gen, the Motorola logo and the place for finger rest. And as you can see, dual tone flash over here, and the 3.5mm jack, small slot here for the SIM, etc., and the stereo speakers over here. And the best thing about this device, you see, what's the best thing about this device? The best thing about this device is the touchless control. You just have to hover your hand like this. Active display, this is really great. The active display is really great. The AMOLED screen really shines out. As you can see, the AMOLED screen gives a really nice feel to the phone, and it comes with Android Lollipop out of the box. And if your device does not have the Android Lollipop, you can actually just go to the update and get the update for yourself, for your device. Go to the update settings. And one of the greatest things about this device is that we saw that those devices which got Android Lollipop later, many of them had lagging issues and stuff like that, but still this device runs Android Lollipop like cake, and it really feels great to use Android Lollipop on this device. This device is a performance powerhouse, and it's really awesome. And we would test it over the course of the next few minutes to give you a more decent, fair idea about how well this device stacks up against the others. And so the Moto X 2014 edition is surprisingly light at 144 grams, and it has support for nano SIM, as well as it's water resistant. It has an AMOLED capacitive touchscreen where the screen size is 5.2 inches, which feels just about right in the hand. And it has a full HD display, 1920 into 1080, which translates to roughly 442 pixel per inch, 424 pixel per inch pixel density. And it has Corning Gorilla Glass 3 protection as a standard. And we would show you more about the CPU of this device. So the CPU of this device is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 2.46 GHz. It has 4 cores, and you can see Crate 400 architecture, and you can even see the clock speed of the cores currently. And it has an Adreno 330 GPU at 578 megahertz, and you can see the whole system information over here, the screen density and everything over here. The internal storage that is available is around 8 gigabytes. So, and RAM is around the RAM available is around, total RAM is around 2 gigabytes, and available RAM right now is 555. And so you can see the other things about this. And for example, as you could see in the sensors over here, the accelerometer, the Z acceleration is always, the Y acceleration is around 8.5 For example, when I put the phone like this, Y acceleration is around 9.8 meter per second square. That in the Y axis is the gravity, the acceleration due to gravity working. So let's just leave it aside for a moment, and we would run the Nina Mark II benchmark. So in order to get to give you a fair idea about the graphics performance of this device, and while the Nina Mark benchmark runs, we would tell you more about this device. The device does not come with a card slot. It has a 16 GB or 32 gigabytes of internal storage, 2 models. And apart from that, the device that we have, it has a 13 megapixel camera with autofocus and dual LED flash, as we already told you. And apart from that, the camera supports 2160p video at 30 frames per second and has HDR support, and the secondary camera can shoot 1080p video. So you saw that it has 60 frames per second, the maximum that the Nina Mark benchmark runs for. So that's the maximum score that it got. The 59.7 was the score for the Zenfone 2 that we had, and 60 is just pushing it. So we would now run the AnTuTu benchmark to give you another fair idea about the whole performance of this device. So we would just now start the testing. And apart from all of these features that we told you, the front camera, the secondary camera that you can see over here, it's a 2 megapixel camera which is capable of shooting 1080p which HD videos. And apart from all of these, the connectivity options support include dual band Wi-Fi that the device supports, and Wi-Fi on A/B/G/N, and as well as AC channels. The device supports all of this. It supports Bluetooth version 4, and it also has a barometer, a temperature sensor, an accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity and compass, almost all of the sensors out there. And it supports fast battery charging. You can get 60% battery life in up to 30 minutes using quick charge technology provided by Qualcomm, and it has active noise cancellation with dedicated mic, so that's good. It has a non-removable lithium-ion 2300 mAh battery. And one of the few things that we didn't like about this device is that the camera for this device actually performs good under daylight and other conditions, but when you turn on the flash really destroys the image quality under low light conditions. We would just show you a small sample so that you might know that what is the problem, and we would resume this video in few seconds at the point where you can see the scores for this device, because so actually we are on the graphic rendering stage of the test. And as you can see, the frames per second never go below, right now it's 45 frames per second, as you can see over here, 45 frames per second, and the frames per second never went below 24 in the whole test. So here we have the score for our device, 45,942. It's something which is in a really good range, but not as much comparable to the Zenfone 2, which is the currently leader in the pack, but slightly better than the OnePlus One, which retails for a price of around 21,000, so 22,000 rupees. And you have the Samsung Galaxy Note 4 on the top and Meizu MX4 over here. So that was for AnTuTu benchmark. It's a really pretty good score. Anything above 40,000 is a really good score in terms of performance. And we would now show you, we would do a 4K HD video test, because we always do it. We would run a 4K HD video that we have over here, and we would see how the device tackles it. So this is one of the good things about the device, that it was able to really, there is a little bit of lag, if you can see it really clearly. At some points there is a really small fragment of lag, but still the device performs really well. The audio coming out from the stereo speakers is really amazing. The sound never lags. There's a little bit of video lag at some points of time, and the device does get a little bit heated up, but still it's all in good faith, and the performance is really great in terms of overall everything. And we would just now do a small music test in order to test the whole music capability of the device. So here we have an awesome song that we have over here, and we would play it. Let's just skip forward. So the audio clarity is really something that is great, and the stereo speaker sound that comes from both of the speakers is something that really sets our heart racing. This is one of the cool things, and the build quality is something drool worthy. The build quality of the Motorola X2 is really drool worthy. And for the white edition with bamboo back, that is something that really sets the heart racing a lot. And we would now just because we have done the music playback too, and we would now just test some more things about this device. So So now we would run the quadrant standard benchmark on the Moto X 2014 edition to get a full idea about how the device performs on this benchmark. So we would wait for the device to actually show up its full performance on this benchmark, and while it's running we will tell you more about the device. So as we already told you about the device, it has lots of sensors and the battery life is surprisingly good. Despite the fact that it is a 2300 mAh battery, the battery does last for a long while. And as you can see over here, the benchmark is running right now, and you can see the planets over here, the planets which are being rendered, and this is the DNA helix which is being rendered right now. So we also told you about that the phone that you have over here, it comes in various colors, black as well as white colors. And so we would just now show you the benchmark results. So apart from all of this, the phone, one of the good things about this phone is that it performs really well in terms of call clarity and call quality. So here you can see the benchmark results over here. So the device scored 13,376, which is considerably lower than the Asus Zenfone 2, which scored really high in terms of the quadrant benchmark, but it's still higher than the HTC One X. So we would just close this right now, and we would show you a gaming review for this device. We would just run a game that we have over here, Real Racing 3. The good thing about this device is that it can run almost any game that you throw at it because of the Snapdragon 2.4 GHz quad-core processor that this device has. It can run almost any game that you throw at it, and also add to the fact that you have a really decent screen. As you can see, the whole build quality is really good. The phone feels surprisingly light in hand, and it does not heat up that much as you might think that it would. So we would just start it right now. So the game would begin just now, and as you can see, the graphics etc are all good. It's all set to high. And as you can see, we are switching between the different camera modes so as to give you a better idea about how it performs. So please pardon me for the bad gaming performance as always. So I actually lost some points there for just heading straight into the other vehicle, but still I would really love to end this game on a high note. So as you can see, till now there are no lags on the frame rates and everything, and the game performs really good. As you can see, the car that I have over here is really fast, but still it's good. So as we said, we would like to end this on a high note, so we would just end this over here. So that was Real Racing 3 for you on the Moto X 2014 edition, and it performed really spectacularly well. And now we would go to the point of the camera. The camera does dole out some really good pictures in daylight with HDR turned on, or even for that fact HDR turned off. The camera performs good in those conditions, but for example, when you look at this photo, you can see all of the excellent clarity and detail, and the fact that the focus is on the background and not on this railing over here. But when you switch on the flash, the dual tone flash that you see over here, when you switch this thing on, it really mars the image quality. In every picture that we took with this flash turned on, the whole middle section of the photo goes really pale white, and there is a distinct coloration, off-white coloration in the middle of the picture on any picture that we took in low light conditions. So that's one of the really bad things about the camera, and it's one of the major cons of this device. Apart from this factor, and there is no other con in this device, but this one thing really mars the quality of the camera. Despite of it being a 13 megapixel camera, when you turn on the flash and when you take some photos, all of the photos always have this whitish thing on the middle. So we took this just of the cricket bat, so that we could show you that whitish effect even more. And here is a photograph taken of a cloudy sky just near our abode. So even that turns out good. So this is a low light photograph of a window with a curtain over it, and as you can see, even this low light photograph turned out good because it is without the flash. But if the same photograph had been taken with a flash, it would have been bad. So this is also a photograph of a street, random street that we were walking on, and we just took out the camera early morning, 6 o'clock, and we took the photo, and it came out really clear. But as soon as the flash comes into play, the photographs become really bad. So that's one of the major cons for this device. And apart from that, almost everything on this device is flawless. For example, we would show you just one thing over here. When we have touched, when the device is off. Hello there, Moto X. What is the time right now? So it showed me the time.
The time is 3:53 p.m.
So actually it's really intuitive. The whole working of the Moto X platform is really intuitive, and you can set it up to work with your own voice. So it's really great in terms of that. Hello there, Moto X. Wake me up in 5 hours.
Okay, 8:53 p.m. Setting your alarm.
So the whole touchless control thing on the Moto X 2014 is really great. If you know the list of all the Google Now Launcher commands and everything, the whole experience is so amazing that and this phone is so amazing in hand. You feel it's so great that you might not want to leave this phone. But the one thing that really masks the whole quality of this phone is the flash. And when you take pictures with the flash, it would really destroy the whole experience. But apart from that, anything that you do on this device is seriously great. And almost any game that you might want to run on it would run flawlessly, because of the fact that it has got a top of the line processor as well as the top of the line GPU, Adreno 330 GPU. And now we would just run this for you. Everything has been set on high, as you can see. We would just run it for a little while. So as you can see, there is no visible sign of lag on the game. If it can run Temple Run and games like Modern Combat or Real Racing, Asphalt 8, it can run almost any other game out there. We tested almost all of them in our tests, and every game ran flawlessly. So that's one of the great things. So I just my Dismal Gaming performance came into light again. So as you can see, even the Android Lollipop on this device runs really flawlessly, because Moto does not have bloatware on their phones. So the whole experience comes out to be really good, and the whole animations and everything of Android Lollipop turn out to be real good on this device. And we would just now show you some little bit of browsing on this device, as we always do. One of the small things that we found, as you can see, the font over here. At some points of time, the fonts on the device do become a little bit jagged at some point. We don't know whether it's a device specific issue or whether it's prevalent in every other Moto X device out there. But really, the touchless controls and everything work really fine, and the active display. We just have to hover our hand like this and it lights up. So just close it, and you just have to hover your hand and it lights up, and you can see the time. And the fact that it has an AMOLED display also adds to the fact that only the pixels which are showing something are lit up, and the rest are actually off and not displaying the black color. So that's one of the great things about this device. So who should buy this device? Who should buy this device? This device is for people who are willing to spend 25k on a device like this, and a device which retails for a price of 25k right now on Flipkart.com as well as other websites. So it is for those people who want a really good stock Android experience, who want the Motorola build quality, and who want the really light experience in their hands, and who want a phone that will last you throughout the day. But those who are willing to do a compromise on the camera quality as well as the flash, because the camera on this device is the only thing that disappoints. And apart from that, this device is a complete package. And don't forget to like our video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. This is Aitan Ajha from InspiredToRise.com signing off, folks. Keep rocking, keep enjoying.